Welcome to Essence of Zen Media. I'm your host for today, ZenOokami. Today we're going to talk about Sony and their new Super Slim PS3. Now, everyone was already worried about when they're going to release the information about PS4. Everyone knows they're making it. Everyone knows it's going to be big. When, I think it was about maybe either a few months ago or up to a year ago, Sony said that they were going to have their PS4 ready for at least unveiling or either for sale or retail by the end of 2012 for the Christmas holiday, before Xbox would release information on their Xbox 720 or whatever the new Xbox is going to be called. I completely call BS on that. They said they were so confident that their hardware was going to be so more advanced than Microsoft's Xbox that they could release it ahead of time, etc., etc. I am so glad they decided to wait. What I'm not happy with though is a Super Slim PS3. It's the exact same PS3, except now your disc is a top open drive. You still have the same two USB ports, which is worse from the original PS3, which I would love to have, but sadly I only have the original, the first Slim come out, and I can't be sad about it. I won it in the contest, so I mean, no. But it just seems kind of like an Apple-ish move by Sony part. You take your already built hardware. I mean, it's fascinating that they can get it 25% smaller than the original Slim, which is 50% smaller than the original PS3. But still, you know, it's not. This isn't a handheld device. This isn't portable, so I don't really see why size is a big factor. The fact that they have two models, Model A, which is, I think, was it 12 gigs flash memory it comes with, and Model B, which is like 500 gigs with an internal hard drive. And people say, well, you know, the Model A is because it's so cheap. It's so cheap, and it's cheaper to buy your own internal hard drive for the PS3 and format it, and you know, ooh, I got so much space. The problem with that is, if it's so cheap to go ahead and buy your own, how come Sony can't manufacture their own or buy those cheap products and have it with the PS3 online? And I know there's possibly so many manufacturing reasons why, but still, you might as well just say, make a bare bones model for PlayStation and say, here, have it, and you can buy your own stuff with it and make it super cheap, you know? Aside from that, I'm still kind of disappointed in Sony because I love Sony to death, but they're just not keeping up with their own stuff. What I mean by this is, okay, they're working on refinishing their Sony store, PlayStation Store, PlayStation Market, whatever. I can't remember what it's called. And I kind of like they showed a little preview for their new browser as well, which again is they're redoing. And I think it's going to be the same as also a lot of skeptics from IGN, GameSpot, C4 Tech. They all think it's going to be kind of similar to that. You want to test the waters, so that's what they're doing now. The problem I have with that is Sony has forced certain applications and movements on the users of PS3. You know, they crack down on modding and hacking and booting your own firmware to do etc. with. Well, they try to at least, but they can't continue with the simple YouTube app. The YouTube app sucks. You know, it only plays one video, and then it sits to that video. You gotta exit and come back to use. So you know, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to YouTube through the browser. No, you go to YouTube in the browser, they force you to download the YouTube app and use it still. Okay, well, I'll just go to another website to use, you know, video streaming. Yeah, the browser will crash on you, freeze on you, and possibly slow down out of nowhere for no reasons whatsoever. And I understand Sony wants to keep the PlayStation closed, like Apple, but you could let users curate certain applications for it. I'm pretty sure you give it to the community, they'll make you a better YouTube app. I'm pretty sure they'll make you a better browser. Come on, Sony, like, seriously. I own an Xbox, but I prefer using Sony products only because they seem to mesh better with their customers. Although it's been shown that they really don't care much for their customers or their users. Whereas Microsoft, they just kind of want to be the top dog, so they do a lot. Personally, I've had about 5 bad experiences with Microsoft when it came to payment-wise and subscriptions, and about 3 bad experiences with their hardware itself. So I'm no longer going to ever use gold, but I'm still going to play Xbox, and a game is a game. As for PlayStation, I love the free online. I'm not a PlayStation Plus user, but I think it's a good idea. But when you just compare that, and I hate to say this too, but it seems like Nintendo is making the best moves. I hate the Wii U. I think it's just an upgraded Wii, and it's pointless. But it has a few good games. I'm not a fan of Bayonetta, but I mean, I'll admit that it's a good move to have a exclusive for it on the Wii U. Come on, Sony. You got the PS Vita, this awesome hardware device that you can do a lot with if you put more time into it. But you want to go ahead and make another slim version of PS3. No reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too critical, or maybe I'm just being oblivious to something. If you have any ideas or comments or opinions about the subject with Sony making a new Super Slim PS3, let me know. But like I said, like, the specs are all the same, people. It's still just it is still a memory of 256 megabytes for the XDR main RAM, basically, and same audio output, Bluetooth still, no, resolution is the same. Yeah, the only thing that's changed is the fact that the CD goes on top now and it's smaller. And as far as I see it, if you haven't bought a PS3 already, what's the point of, you know, trying to go to the market and say buy this PS3 because it's slimmer when it's the same price? Or maybe people really do like the whole top disc tray. I don't get it. Personally, I think it's kind of flimsy. You know, I've seen people handle it and the case opens up on its own, and it's just ridiculous. Anyway, that's my opinion on Sony's new Super Slim PS3. I think it's a bad idea. I would have rather them work towards more software and apps, or even work on the PS Vita more. I know they came out with 2 new color cases for the PS Vita, but I mean, colors, personally, with me, you can't beat classic black or even classic white. Blue and red, whoop-de-doo, it's not a big deal though. If you're gonna change the casing or something, the big deal that happens with imagery. If you're gonna put like Kratos on it or Darth Vader like you did before, you know. Personally, I would say go with Drake this time, or Resistance model maybe. I don't know. Play on PlayStation All Stars. You know, have a battle going on in the background or something. Be creative. That's what Sony used to be. Not anymore, apparently. That's it for today, though. My ideas are pretty much generalized, as in not a thumbs down, not a thumbs up. Kind of like, I mean, I don't really care, but I think it's a bad move in general. That's gonna kind of waste some more money, unless it's cheaper to manufacture the new PS3 Super Slim. In which case, you know, you're still betting on people buying it. And if it's the same price, but you're manufacturing it for a cheaper, you know, cost, you know, good move. But you should have did that a lot sooner. If you're getting ready to release a PS4 next year, perhaps, maybe. then again, people will all be people. Consumers are consumers. I've seen people go out and buy the PS2 Slim like recently, just because. But not just because, only because, you know, people like PS2 games, and after they changed the PS3 from the original fatty, you know, it was no longer backdoor compatible. So, which is also kind of irks me, because they should have went ahead and tried to work with the Super Slim and make it backdoor compatible, which is also, I will give a thumbs down. But hope you enjoyed this little conversation. If you have your opinions, your thoughts, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like. Next videos coming up for next week or during this week will be more about Android and Apple, as well as some nice little trinkets from communities like XDA and Android Police, and basically smaller little modder groups and whatnot. But you can find a lot of good things out there. So that's it for today. You have a wonderful day or night or afternoon or morning or solstice, eventually, whenever you're looking at this video. Take care.